Some of the future things that we're looking at is to develop an indoor and outdoor climbing facility. The real reason behind this is that a lot of the young people that we know are coming to Latimer are wanting to do it from the standpoint of climbing and rappelling because of what we have there with the rock cliffs and etc. So in Tennessee, we know what the weather can do. Today can be beautiful. Tomorrow's supposed to snow on the mountain. So you might show up on a Friday for an activity for the weekend, and it's beautiful on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday are absolutely horrendous, and there's nothing you do. So we want to make sure that we can have programs for them. So that's a part of it. The other thing that we hope to build in the future is an observatory. We are in two perfect areas that we've located that will be great because you can see a lot of things from the naked eye now. Imagine what it'd be like with a 10-inch telescope that we have sitting in a storage right now at one of our other camps. This will be probably one of the iconic structures that we build, which will be, hopefully we will be able to build this structure or something similar to it late summer of 2011. And then this is just basically a little program meeting area that we will have that will be a starting point for a lot of the activities that take place. Now, some of the things we've got going on, as I mentioned, is climbing and rappelling and mountain biking, backpacking. You know, we have basically within our property a little over a 10-mile trail that's there, working with the TWRA on the north side to the Bridgestone, Firestone area is, 25-mile trail that loops back in. One of the other things that we know is very valuable to our success is being able to go back to caves. Currently, we're not doing that program simply because we are adhering to, the fact that we're not to be in there because of the white nose syndrome, and we'll wait. But with the Cumberland Plateau, about 160 different caves in that area, it's just an excellent opportunity for us to have some real program for these young people. Kayaking and rafting, we work with an outfitter on the Ocoee. We just take people there, etc. Two other programs, Wilderness Survival and Adventure Racing, which is basically a competitive event. You do exercises and all on Saturday, and on Sunday you compete against each of your other participants who are there. Again, one of the programs that I mentioned, the climbing and rappelling, are really the unique things that we have that the young people so far have really wanted to do. We have a little over 110-foot cliff that we could climb and rappel, as well as we have several anywhere from 40 foot up to the 110 foot. So they're excellent opportunities based on whatever your level of climbing and rappelling. We can provide you with that challenge. This is a better picture of the cabin and that you can see from a front that I was mentioning earlier. And again, the program what we're looking at is putting together a Tennessee Pioneers type thing there as a part of the life skills of what it was in the 19th century in this area. Just a little bit of the beauty. If you've never been to this part of the state, go tomorrow so that you get a chance to see what we have. The waterfall that you see on the right picture is actually a waterfall that is on our property. It'll now become a controlled waterfall because it is below the dam where we've built the reservoir. Nothing unique, but we do have a lot of critters that are there at Latimer. All of these are homesteading there, which we're glad that they're doing. Now, there's a couple of guys in these pictures here that I wish they'd go away. Not the guys in the bottom. I still want them to come, but the guys left and right on top can go away, and we have plenty of those as well. Just a little bit of an idea about, what are we doing as far as cost? Because if you're wanting to share our story with other people, they're going to ask the question, well, what does it cost to go to participate at Latimer? Well, it's $75 per participant, either youth and adult. And the whole thing of that includes their food, their housing. All they have to provide is their own backpack, duffel bag, sleeping bag, any personal items. And then if they want to sleep in the cabins, it's an extra $15 per night. So most of them, though, are going to stay in Tent City. For backpacking, we have a simple $5 fee. And what that does is that we will know that you're there and doing either the Latimer trails or surrounding trails. We'll provide you with maps and directions. And then the most important thing, though, that we'll provide you with is emergency communication. Because if you get down into the Gulf and any of this area working, if you don't have a means of being able to communicate in the event that something happens, it's going to be challenging before someone can get there. We have a system, our radio system, that we're very proud that we were able to purchase is a digital system that, for the most part, covers everything in the whole area of the Gulf and all the properties that surround us as well. And then if you're doing shooting sports, there's an additional $30 that pretty much takes care of equipment, ammunition, and $40 per participant for whitewater rafting. So if you had young people who came, let's say they wanted to do the whitewater, they're going to come up there for $115 for the weekend. They're going to have a place to stay, all the meals provided, the activities of the Coy River. Plus, we also throw in, for those people that are doing whitewater, Sunday is a special treat that you can choose from any of the other programs to get a feel for what's there. Basically is getting people to come to it. See, the thing I didn't share is that at the end, on the north side of our property, which is actually on state property, with only 2 access points. One is coming through us, and that was why it was important to have a bridge for people to be able to do that or climb the face of it, is Scott's Pinnacle. So if you've heard of Scott's Pinnacle, you know that that's a beautiful view as well, being able to see Bee Creek and the Caney Fork come together. You know, one of the things that we're doing on the cabins, which you didn't see in the picture there, is that we're collecting all the water and using it to irrigate the grass that's around that area. Part of it is the fact of and looking at it from 2 standpoints. One was how do we do that, and what do we do with the water, because we had excessive water that's going to be coming off these roofs, and so we're collecting it in a Jack Daniel's barrel. And then it will go out. It's going to be out to in black plastic going out and around. So we've got that. In the shower house, an original plan of our shower house was that we were going to take and we were going to collect the rainwater in cisterns, and then we were going to use that for the interior use of the toilets and all. The problem we found with that was that the expense was greater than we could bear to be able to do it on that project. So, you know, we're making sure though that we're, like the shower house, for example, the way that it's very limited as far as paper, so we're not wasting a resource there. The structure that the conference center that's under construction right now will do the same thing with the collection of all the water and using it for irrigation around that area. So that's pretty much what we've pointed. Now we are, you know, looking at equipment that, you know, would be listed in the LED, you know, projects. Yes, ma'am.
Once you have the water in your reservoir, are you going to include programs like fishing or flat water?
They will be. All of that will be done. The idea behind it is that there would be just some recreational floating around doing everything. We also wanted to look at the fact that it's an educational center, because at the dam we're going to be somewhere around 29, 30 feet of depth. So we'll be able to do, you know, like you said, flat water rolls and training exercises and things that we can do from a whitewater standpoint. So we want to do that. Fishing will be the big thing though, because, you know, our plan is to try to get as much as different species that we can have in there that would be conducive to the area and live through the cold and the heat. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Yeah. Sure enough. Yes, sir.
How long does it take to get from Latimer over to Ocoee?
2 hours. It's 2 hours, and the only reason that is that you're doing this the whole time. You know, for the most part, it's about a 2-hour drive. Not bad. We got an excellent guy that's our outfitter over there at Outland Expeditions, who's been doing work for Boy Scouts probably for 15 years or so. Takes good care of us. And the reason I feel comfortable in saying he takes good care of us, I had a group that was there this summer that was just west of Chicago, is their hometown. There was 22 of them that came to visit with us for the summer for a week. And I took them to the Ocoee one day, and they have had the opportunity to float the new river in Virginia, West Virginia area. And so I was thinking, well, you know, that may be a tough thing to match up against. But their comments when they came off the Ocoee was, we enjoyed the new river, had some great rapids, but it takes hours to get from rapid to rapid. There was nonstop once you got on the Ocoee, and they liked that. So once you get on the Ocoee, until you take out, it's nonstop. So they enjoyed that, and so that's why it's exciting about doing that. Any other questions? I do want to recognize. Oh, yes, sir.
What's your main funding source?
Well, at this point, when we started this project back in 2006, we had raised about $4 million in just general gifts of people who believe in scouting and believe in what our mission is. Since that time, Mr. Latimer has put somewhere in the neighborhood of about $7.5 million into the project. So, you know, he really is he's basically our benefactor in all avenues. So I think once we're complete, we're going to be looking at somewhere around about a $12.5 million project that we will have. I'm looking forward to it. I know this may sound bad. I'm looking forward to the end of 2011 because we should be through with first phase, second phase, and third phase of construction. And I can go back and spend most of my time in doing what I love, and that's program. I've enjoyed the construction phase, but program is what I really do. I wanted to recognize there's a Division of Forestry gentleman sitting back here on the back named Philip Morrissey. Philip was one of my camp staff members for many years, and so he probably knows that I like program just a little bit.
Speaking of program, are you going to have it staffed and have program areas similar to Philmont?
Yeah, that's the idea of having backcountry stuff, you know, and it all depends on how much we can, you know, in coordinating with the state agencies to do that. But that's what we want to do. My whole goal is, and we've started part of the process, is that we want to take and have a trail that will be the circumference of all of that state land and us as well. We've actually mapped 59.7 miles from Latimer through Fall Creek Falls and back to Latimer, coming back through the state forest. That's been mapped. It's not been worked on, but it's been mapped, and it is there. And we know that there's another a minimum of 25 miles that we use right now on the north side, and knowing that there's plenty more. Plus the other thing is that not only do you have the Bridgestone Firestone, which is roughly 16,000 acres, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood, there's another 7,500 acres that's still owned by Bridgestone. That's to the northeast. So there's lots of potential, and yes, we want to do that. The main thing I'm targeting too, Philip, and I appreciate you asking that, is I want to look at more college-age students, you know, and even, you know, people that are educators that might be open to do summer stuff or maybe want to do weekend stuff. The programs that we're doing, I just don't feel comfortable with a 16, 17, 18-year-old doing. I was there once. And, you know, the attention to detail is just not there. And we're doing things at high risk. The attention to detail has to be there. Other questions? Again, thank you for having me here. And one thing that I like to leave everyone with is that enjoy the day that God has given us, especially in this beautiful creation. And remember, enjoy it to the fullest because you only get to enjoy it once. Thank you so much.